Hopi's talk about the seven attempts to anchor the planetary field. We've been through the first one, chaos, destruction, it died. We've been through the second and the third, chaos, destruction, it died. The reason we can't find Atlantis here is because it was in the third field. It was what destroyed us in the third field. We are now in the fourth field. It's not going to work. Your mission was a failure. We have not been successful in anchoring the field. So this one is going to break up into chaos and destruction, and we're going to have a fifth field. Now, a lot of people call it 5D. You're going to go from 3D to 5D. You're still going to be 3D. It's not a 5D, it's a different thing. It's still a 3D world, but it is the fifth field. It's the fifth attempt that we've made to anchor it. And now my understanding is that every time a field collapsed, the ancients or the elders from different tribes would be transported to the new field to start the playing game over again. And this is the first time that that will be different. It's more than those people. We can all go this time. And we don't have to start down in caveman, chipping rocks, trying to show the extraterrestrials on the rocks, right? Or up in the fields of Nazca so that you can see the truth of extraterrestrial interaction with our field. We don't have to go back to that. When we make the shift, we're going to do it with full consciousness. Now, I do believe we're going to have some time where we're going to be a little bit confused as we try to navigate that new field as we first get there.
As we move into this shift, the beings have told us we're literally going to move into a new world, a new earth. And that, so in the Bible it talks about the rapture. And, two people are working in the field side by side, and one of them is taken. They just disappear. Now, we've had lots of experiences where people just disappear. Amelia Earhart just disappeared. Full planes just disappear. They're just gone. So this is not a hard place for us to really stretch our brain that, oh, maybe an energy portal happens for us and we're able to move through it. Or maybe as the indigenous peoples of the planet talk about the Rainbow Bridge, maybe you can see a rainbow bridge and you can pass through and disappear. Or maybe you're simply just taken. Now, what makes the ones that are taken versus the ones that are not taken? That's what the beings have told me is about your frequency. If the field's moving like this and you're moving like this, right? Mm-hmm. You're not going through any portal. So basically, if you want to play in the new field, if you want to play, doesn't matter how you get there, portals, rainbow bridges, or just being taken, if you're the wrong frequency, you won't get to play the game. So it's just a question, do you want to play in the new field? While we're here, we have to practice high frequency living. Kindness, giving, sharing. What can I do for you? More, remember I said about the sex thing, I can give you this gift, right? Not all about me, what's in it for me? It's how can I be of service? How can I treat somebody well? How can I make them feel appreciated? And how can I feed somebody? Where can we apply ourselves to those things? Because every time you do any of those things, you go, and your frequency just goes up. And so that is the one goal between now and 2023 is to keep your frequency high enough that you get to play, you get to disappear. If they're going to start taking people, please take me.
We have information about what we can do and how we can participate and how we can help. They said build a world within a world. Now what they meant was build an online world where we log in, hey, I'm here. Now they went into great detail. They said you can build this into a really fun type of experience. Create little avatars, right? So you can go into the world within a world and you can be a little avatar. And what are you going to bring to the new world? What skills do you have? Oh, I have a light sword, and when I go out and I swing it around, I can helicopter up and I can do cool stuff. And because it's all about creating a fun environment where we as people are going to unite online. So if you get a little fun avatar, if you build your little avatar. So this was overwhelming. This was huge to think about somebody building an online gaming structure that we could go in. But basically what they wanted us to do at 11:11, we were going to go into the world we had created, and we were going to bring our joy of the day. And at 11:11 GMT, we would go in and we would type it in. And I always pick ice cream. You know, Rocky Road ice cream, yay! But your intention is that Rocky Road ice cream is available to every living human being on the planet, and that you get to experience and decide for yourself, is it one of your joys? So each one of us could go in and log into our little world within a world. They called it Luteria. And when the sign came up, you could see the word Luteria, and underneath in smaller letters was a world within a world. And what they explained was that we would go into this online networking system. It was kind of a cross between Facebook and like an online gaming situation. So you would go in and you'd sign in. Hi, my name is, Christina. I live in Oregon or Calgary or wherever you lived. In my real life, I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, I'm whatever. And but in my online persona, I have my little avatar, and we're magic people. And when we touch the animals, they all are healed, or whatever your little dream up is, right? But basically, you were going to bring your gifts to the online world. And each one of us would bring our gifts. Now, we would have our list of real gifts, what we do and what we can offer to the world. And then we would have our pretend stuff where we could play magic and do fun stuff, which was all part of the funness of the online world. But what they said we were going to do was start to discover, oh, wait, look at, there's 200 people in Calgary. This guy's a dentist. Oh, this guy owns a grocery store. Oh, this girl is, running a bike shop. We can support these high-frequency people by supporting their businesses. We can support high-frequency people by becoming friends with each other. We can have high-frequency events because we can have them online, or we can call them into our homes. Hey guys, there's 200 people in Calgary. I'm sending out a kind of an invitation. Let's see how many want to get together. Oh, let's meet at the park here and have a big barbecue. Oh, let's get together and go in my backyard and do a meditation or have a potluck supper. Let's come together. So what they said was we would build an online community, a world within a world, and it would actually come out of the computer and into our realities, where we could actually pick up the phone and call somebody and say, listen, I'm really struggling today. Do you want to come over? So these are people that would never know each other. But because we go online and hook up and meet each other in there, now we have a draw of humans that are high-frequency people. They're trying to do the same work that we're doing, and we're going to support each other online, and we're going to come out and do it in real life. When we went on to Luteria to sign into our Luteria program, we could actually have kind of a data bank sheet, because they talked about the fact that in the new Just Imagine, just create with your mind, free travel, just create with your mind, helping each other with a workforce that, oh, I can donate 20 hours of work, or I can donate 2 years of work, or I can come and do some work. Oh, well, we need to get that person somewhere to help these people. Oh, yeah, well, we have an airline. We're going to volunteer some flight time. So it was all about really cool ideas about how we could come together and work as a community, the government is not going to help us. We have to help ourselves. And that was where it was really coming down to, is what can we do to help each other? Finding each other online, and then coming out of the online community into real life activities where we could hold food drives or help people with, their house or whatever, anything. Remember I said anything where we're applying ourselves to helping another. Now they called it the Yellow Ribbon Campaign. They said that human beings love ribbons. And you could tie it around your arm. And it's just a bow. It's not like a $20 ribbon. They make all these suggestions, and they say for your guidance and consideration, you may like to try this. So the Yellow Ribbon Campaign was, let's see how many we are. Tie a ribbon on your arm. When you see somebody walking down the street and you see a yellow ribbon, you're like, ooh, fire the grid, right on. So it was about coming together in community and recognizing each other. Funny, they would pick a little ribbon, but they said, you humans love your ribbons. So the whole the Yellow Ribbon campaign was a project of unification. Now, they said having monthly joy fests. So come together for Joy Fest. Now, what's a Joy Fest? How do we bring joy? Food, celebration, helping each other with things, music, dancing. Come on, let's party. Now, we're in the throes of really heavy, dense energy. People are not looking to party. They're afraid. They're scared. So having monthly Joy Fests where you either come together online or you come out of your online community and you get together in somebody's house. It's about raise your frequency, celebrate together, eat together, touch each other, be present, and then say thank you, thank you, thank you. Creating a constant pulse to this energy grid. Because right now there's, 7 of us sitting here and we're having high frequency moments and we're constantly pulsing that grid. We're constantly getting our frequency up. So imagine if there was 1,000 of us. Imagine if there was 1,000,000 of us, and we're having these little online events, or we're coming out of and having them in real life time. We can have monthly Joy Fests. We can pull people together in any way, shape, or form. Bring your fun. Bring your guitar. Bring your food. Bring yourself. Be present. Be defined as somebody that says yes. Become what we were meant to be. Any way, shape, or form. So we don't have a happy app right now. We're manifesting a happy app. Like, we want to build a little happy app. It has music and it probably has some pretty little sparkly things that are pretty to look at. Anything right now that's bringing joy and creating joy, music and sparkles and rainbows and unicorns, that is why it's all coming back. The magic of the world is coming back. So our little happy app would be a little app that's on your phone. You could push the button and you could have 5 minutes a day. But we don't have a happy app. We can only talk about it. We can only dream about it. Maybe it'll come. Maybe it won't. But if you can take 5 minutes a day. Now, Lynn Grabhorn talked about this as well. So the woman that I told you about who had changed the guard, I want everything to be 100% light. She also talked about the fact that 5 minutes a day was really what we needed. 5 minutes of concentrated effort. Go somewhere quiet. Close your eyes or don't. Eat some food or don't. This is your 5 minutes that you're going to connect. And in a world of chaos and just high activity, like machines are going, cars are going, people are going, the world is chaotic. Find 5 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be at 11:11. This is where don't sweat the small stuff. Don't get caught up in details that are really not that important. Find 5 minutes a day. Go sit by yourself. Take 5 minutes without sound. Do you know how incredible that is? To sit quietly for 5 minutes, to listen to your own heartbeat, to really be present that this is my body, this is my experience. How can I make it better? How can I improve my circumstances? How can I be fully conscious and aware and present in my life so that I can help another human, so that I can help myself? And take your 5 minutes. And like I said, if you're having a crappy day, and boy, oh boy, do I recognize crappy days. We all do. What can you come up with that's joyful? Wow, I have supper to cook. I'm so lucky and blessed to be able to go to my kitchen and cook my family something to eat. That's such a thank you moment. So you sit with that. You close your eyes. You really... The more you can bring it into truth, get the tingles going in your body. That is the plug-in. When you can really summon the energy to make your body tingle, and like, wow, is that ever a really wonderful experience? I'm so thankful. And just sit with it for 5 minutes. You know what? The day won't miss you. If you can't find 5 minutes for yourself, then that whole self-love is missing. So find 5 minutes, spend it in some sort of contemplation around what you love about being human. Really summon it so that you get the tingles, and then say, Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you've done your 5 minutes a day, and you get on with the rest of your day and treat everybody well, because that 5 minutes really powers you up. And they said that they wanted to put 3 types of music on the Happy app. So you pop the Happy up at 11:11 GMT. Now some people can't do that. I mean, it's 4:11 in the morning here. So who gives a shit if it's the 11:11 GMT? Find a time during the day that you attach the Happy app and you spend 5 minutes listening to uplifting music, which is part of our joy. So the 3 types of music they want on the Happy app is one kind of meditative, you know how people like to get the right? Some people like that. That's their thing. The second one is some sort of joyful song. Come on, join the joy ride, right? So, and the third one was a song that Bradfield created years ago, and they said, so pick one, put it on for 5 minutes and really be present. Go in the bathroom if you have to. Be really present with the fact that, wow, I'm creating joy right now. What is my joy? What is it? Oh, I'm in a really great place. Look at this beautiful house. It's so thankful. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I just had a really great meal. This is so wonderful. I had these beautiful women around. Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. When you can really summon enough joy that you start to cry, holy shit, you're so powerful. When you can actually put your hands up and go, I feel so blessed. And if that word makes you uncomfortable, lucky, wonderful. Use words and language that uplift you, that don't create any kind of shame or sense from your past. Use words that make you feel alive. So you put on your Happy app, 11:11 GMT globally. Lots of people can come together at the same time every day for the 5-minute check-in. What joy are you bringing to the field today? Oh, it's most beautiful, sunny, snowy day out. I hope everybody can enjoy this. Take a picture, post it to the Lutaria site. Oh, my kid did this. It was so beautiful and wonderful to watch them. Oh, the dare did this, and just find something that you bring to the grid and you push it in the grid and you say, it is my intention that all humans get to have this joy, get to experience this. It's so awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They call it the Happy app. So these are things that we could do, build this online site, have the monthly Joy Fest, the weekly Joy Fest, use the Happy app. Everything right now is about recognizing where joy lives, celebrating joy, and saying thank you. And every time you do that individually, you are sending a little pulse to that grid. Every time you can do it communally, you are sending a big pulse to the grid. Our combined juice is powerful. They talked about us breaking ourselves into battalions. Now, Evan talked about 2 armies of light. So when the beings started talking to me about battalions, I was like, that's a military term. But yet that's what Evan talked about, the light army and the dark army. So they said, break yourself into battalions. Anytime there's 3 of us together, we're in a power triangle. 3 of us. So battalions are 3s and 6s. I can't remember, but it's about creating. A battalion is like a segment of the army. It's a group. So forming your own groups, where we come together and do something light-based, where we celebrate having a cup of coffee. Everything that we do right now can be a tribute to our higher selves. It can be a tribute to the pulse of light that we're going to give the energy grid. And eventually we're just practicing, because you want to be 857 hertz when that big day comes. All the right people are in all the right places right now. And there is these symbols that are on my arm, that these symbols that we're pulsing everywhere. When these people see pulse, it's going to kick in, and people are going to start to do the magic that they were intended to do. Everybody here has a job. No job is less important than another job, but So Dolores Cannon talks about the three waves. There's people in their 50s, there's people in their 40s, there's people in their 20s and 30s. Well, these core change agents are kids, and they're between the ages of 15 and 25. And this is what they call the juiciest group. These kids are already awake. They already know what to do. Well, one of the biggest things is this symbol that's on my arm here, so you can put it up so people can really understand it. These symbols came back to us from the future. They're to help us. And if you show them to people, they're called a truth code. And people go, geez, why do I believe this? This is so weird. And these symbols, so if you want to help somebody level up, if you want somebody to remember who they really are, what they're capable of, show them the symbols and see if it affects them. Lots of times you get people to participate just by saying, what do you got to lose? What do you got to lose? There's nothing here. You're not going to lose any time or money, or there's nothing that you lose. What do you have to lose except to be part of something wonderful? One of the things I thought about was business cards with Fire the Grid on it, so that you can say, hey, have you checked this out? It's something that you can really be part of. It doesn't take any real effort, and it's positive for yourself, and it's positive for the planet. So Fire the Grid is just the simplest little thing. And I love the fact that there's no money. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be present. And even not for the full hour. Just get in there, drop your happy, say your thank yous, and get on with the day. But an hour of time is just, what's an hour of our time if we can commit it to joy and happiness and gratitude? So it's just a series of projects that put us in the right state of mind, in the high frequency of being, in understanding that we are contributing to the shift. Oh, and by the way, yes, don't forget to pick me up. I want to go. Now, I don't know when that big day is. The vote day, I don't think it's it. People say, oh, we're all going to disappear. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I think that's the day that, how you make the vote, and you put your chit in and you have the name of the vote that you want, but the inauguration they don't get into the office for several weeks. So maybe the vote is just simply the day where everybody gets tallied. How many of us are there? I'm trusting that when I hit that bell, they're going to capture my signature and we'll know where we are. So Fire the Grid is us calling out, saying, yes, we're ready for something better. Yes, we're ready for something different. And the littlest too counts. Not one of us is insignificant. Not one of us is unimportant. If you say yes to what I'm teaching you, what we're talking about, then for God's sakes, call out. It doesn't cost us any money. We don't have to join a club. We don't have to be part of anything. It would be great to build Luteria. It would be great to build a happy app. It would be great to do the human thing of doing it, but there's nothing for you to join. You don't have to give your money. You just have to give some of your time. Now, they've even called it an hour, but I bet you if you simply said thank you during that hour, you'd be hitting that bell and driving it up through the roof. Helping Joe. Remember, don't judge Joe's joy. So we're going to, those of us that are like, yeah, I know this is real, and I'm going to hit that bell, and then way over there Joe goes, whew, something strange is happening. So we can come together and help each other in this, and for no cost and for no money and for no joinings. Just lay in your bed. Think of what you love most about being a human. This was how we got Evan back. What you did for a dying boy with a small group of people. Lie in your bed. Make love. Color with your children. Eat food. Dance naked in the living room. Go out into the yard. Feed the deer. So we come together and we call out, here I am. I'm present right here. Capture my signature right where I am. And yes, I want to be part of the shift. It's like Horton saying, call out, call out. So this big date, February 21st, 2023, is make yourself part of that day. If you miss the 11:11 time, don't sweat the small stuff. It's 4:11 in the morning. If you do want to be part of 4:11 in the morning, get a sheet of paper and write out your intention, right? And just set it by the side of the bed. If you want to wake up at 11:11 for a quick moment of, hi, I'm right here, and you go back to sleep. It's like, bring yourself to the game board the best way you can with the most comfort for yourself and be joyful. That's it. Count yourself among Whoville that we do desire change. And how you count yourself in there, like I said, do a little video recording or write something down or set your alarm for 4:11, open one eye and go, okay, God, I'm right here, but I'm really tired. So I love you. I'm in. Thank you very much. Good night. And you go back to sleep. Or have a celebration. It doesn't mean that the beings won't come and give us another date. If Celia says to me, is there another energy date? There's probably another energy date that it has to do with us being transmitters of energy and us being receivers of energy. So when Fire the Grid 1 happened, a huge energy pool rained down upon us and we became conduits. We took that energy, we moved it through our body, we moved it out through our feet into the planet. And then it went around the water table for almost a year. And then the next Fire the Grid date, they said that the energy was housed in a crystal bed under Brazil. Well, it was one of those Google moments. Is there crystal in Brazil? And it's the world's largest deposit of crystal under Brazil. And it's like, wow, cool story. So now all the energy sat in that crystal bed for a year and a bit, and then it had to be released because of that imbalance of energy. Everything's about balance. And that energy was released, and then it moved back up through our bodies, and we pulsed it back out to the universe. And then, of course, on November 11th, we had November 11th, 11/11. It was that whole, everybody was so excited. So whether or not you were firing the grid, everybody was doing something. And so that was the final pulse of energy at that time. Now, I don't have any information about us carrying crystallite energy or moving crystallite energy. All I know right now is that we are amplifiers. And when we pick up a joyful moment and say thank you and send it out, it's powerful pulse. 1,000 hexagons are affected. So I invite anybody who can do this Fire the Grid in any way, shape, or form that you choose. Having your cup of coffee works for me. Now, there is a date coming up in October 29th, 2028, and they called it World Contact Day. So, and it was all hooked up to the song Calling Occupants. Yeah. So they said, when you do this, tell them we've got the message. This is our return message to you. So these projects and everything that's happening, they got the message. We heard you calling out to us, and we are communicating back. And this is World Contact Day. So I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, well, is that the last day we have? 2028. So I'm not going to get into dissecting that or trying to figure out what it is. Well, it doesn't work very good anyway. I only get what I get in the time I get it. So what I know right now is the vote. Who do you choose to be? Do you choose to call out with the group? That's all I know right now, is that all you have to do is say yes. Yes, I know there's something supernatural and loving and high frequency right there. And yes, I know I'm part of it. Yes, I know it lives within me. I'm a being in a suit. And by God, I'm ready to shift this whole thing and create the world that we choose. See the world you want to see. Dream it into being. Shamanic words, energy words. It's the buzzword of the day. But basically, it's Horton Hears a Who. Call out, be recognized, and say, whoop, whoop, I'm in. So I do remember the beings holding hands, and they're right around the circumference of the earth. They're holding space. They're pulsing this wall of light. They're holding everything in place, because as we shift in, they're trying to ease our way. They're trying to assist with these massive earth shifts volcanoes and tidal waves and whatever is coming. They're trying to hold that space so that we can get the last bits done without too much chaos, without too much destruction, so that we're okay. Because ultimately, the only thing they've ever said to me is, it is our desire to ease your way. This is the first time humanity has done this consciously. It is the first time we are consciously choosing to be part of this shift, consciously choosing to be part of this change. These changes have happened before. Remember, I told you the system collapses and fails, and now the indigenous elders are sent back into the planet to get it ready to populate again. They make an attempt to populate it. People are born. Then there's writing on the caves, and they're growing up, and they have to go through the whole thing again. This is the first time this quantum leap will happen with us consciously able to be part of it. I say yes. I choose yes. I'm consciously aware it's happening, and I don't need to know what it looks like, but I do need to say yes, and that I choose to play in the new field. But it's the first time it's happened. So that's why everybody is really excited, meaning the cosmos. They're all watching us. They're like, what are you going to do? And when I came out of the drowning, I used to joke, we're this giant petri dish, and they keep sprinkling sand going, I wonder what they're going to do now. Well, now we're really at the precipice of something amazing, because something amazing is happening, and we can be part of it if we choose. It's up to you. Nobody pressuring. Nobody telling you that if you don't, oh, you loathsome sinner, you're no good. Get out the cat of nine tails thing. It's choice. Everything that's happening to you right now is choice. Whether you choose to be high frequency and joyful is up to you. If you choose to be miserable and unhappy, you're probably going to feel pretty sick. It's up to you. Oh, I think that's exactly what's happening. And people are like, my God, orbs, 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 orbs. Well, that's everybody's coming to watch the show. What are they going to do? What's happening? The extraterrestrial, otherworldly, multidimensionals are all coming in. And when you go out on the water to watch the fireworks, I don't know if you do that here, but in Nova Scotia, all the boats come out and they all form out on the water in little pods, and they're going to shoot the fireworks up, and everybody's out watching. Oh, what's going to happen? Well, that's what's happening right now. It's a great excitement in the cosmos. You can really tune into this energy, because they're coming en masse, and they're setting up their boats to go, wonder what the humans are going to do. So if you think about it in that fun kind of childlike way, that is fun. Something cool is going to happen. I'm ready. The indigenous people on the planet have talked about this for centuries. We don't hear what they have to say. We have diminished their stories as woo-woo and bullshit. And now we have ancient alien stories telling us, you know what, these people know more than we do. And they do. They have been indigenous and passing it on for thousands and thousands of years. But we diminish it as woo-woo. There's no star beings. There's no celestial help. We are all organic little humans that have no attachment to something else, even though all these indigenous tribes are like, oh yeah, you're very important. The star people came down and taught us. We come from the stars. So I don't need any more proof to know that that part is true. Indigenous people have their finger on the pulse of our real reality. And now everybody's experimenting with it and talking about it and making movies about it. And that's great. Find your peace with it. We are star beings in suits. And once we acknowledge it, then we can really participate in this Fire the Grid activity. And we can participate in sending our love and our joy and pulsing the grid and assisting each other wherever we can. Yeah, so I guess all these teachings is a call to action. It's about remembering who you are, how powerful you are, what you can actually do, and it's time to step up. It's time to come forward. It's time to create the world that we want, that we choose, and it's time to say yes.